Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am so excited to start our new series. We're going to be making a strip quilt together. And before I forget, I plan on making just the quilt top. I am not going to be ragging this. I'm not going to be finishing the actual quilt with batting and a backing. I'm just going to make the quilt top, and at the end, I'm pretty sure that will go on eBay because I don't ever want to finish a quilt like that. Just want to let you know that we are going to be making a strip quilt. There is no set time for me to finish this series. I'm assuming it'll probably take a couple months. It's not something that's stretched out over the year. If I'm really enjoying it, I might be motivated to get it done even quicker than that. If I'm hating it, well, we can start making some big-ass strips and tall ones just to get it over with. But I think I'm going to really love this series. Please subscribe so you can see the rest of it. I'm trying to adjust my camera as I'm talking. And I have a playlist link in the description of this video. If you're watching in the future, then you'll see a bunch of episodes. If you're tuning in for the very first one as I upload this, let's see, January 5, 2025. Well, then you're going to see just the one, and you're going to be able to start right away. I recorded a video last night using strips like this that I have left over when I cut 5-inch squares. These are actually folds. I got interrupted. I was saying that these are 5-inch strips this way. They are folds from when I cut 5-inch squares. It's just the butt end of the folded part of the strip that I have. And so I just pressed them open, and I have a lot of these. And they measure anywhere from like 3/4 of an inch to maybe 1.5 inches. But I went ahead and cut some scraps up. I want to press that one again. And cut some 2 inches just to give a variety. And I know I'm going to need a lot of these, so I just cut some extras because I was so excited. So what I want you to do is also cut some strips that are 5 inches this way. Now, you might not have this variety. That's okay. Let's say you want to just do black and white strips. You can do that. Just go get fat quarters, a couple fat quarters of 2 or 3 prints, and cut some 5-inch strips, and then cut this way to make your little sticks or bricks, whatever we want to call them. We have options. We could just do a strip set the whole width of the quilt that we're making. I'm going to aim for like 40 inches because when we do sashing between the rows, I don't want to have to do any piecing. So most fabric is at least 40 inches wide, the width of the fabric. So I think that'll work good for us. But we don't have to do just the strips. We could have some strips and then maybe a little block, something from a panel, something cute, whatever, in that row. I am going to start by just putting a bunch of pieces together and maybe making them, I don't know, maybe like 8 inches long. And then I'm going to play with that on the table and see if I might have something I want to put between the strips. I don't know. I'm just going to wing this. I'm actually going to really wing this and just create things as we go. You have the right to do anything any way you want. If you have a bunch of strips, but they're 10 inches tall, go ahead and make that. And then in another row, maybe you can skip a row that you don't like and just add a row that you do like. I want you to just use this series as a way to get creative and have fun. I just want us to have fun with this, and we're going to be doing all kinds of different strips, all being pieced, maybe not all pieced. Again, we want to do something quick and easy. Maybe we can just put a strip the width of the fabric and lay that across. I don't know. I'm just very excited to see how this is going to turn out. So go gather a bunch of scraps, 5 inches this way at least. It can be a little longer. They will be trimmed because there's no way we're going to line those up perfectly. So don't worry about that. We might trim this strip down to maybe 4.5. So we can trim both edges and make everything even. And here I go. I'm just going to start a little bit, then I'm going to sew off camera. I'm going to mix prints. Please, any print, just grab 2 pieces. Don't worry if they go together or not. You can do narrow and wide. You can do wide against wide, narrow against narrow. Just put 2 pieces together and sew. And I am using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Let me lift this up a little tiny bit so you can actually see. And I'm going to pass these through 2 at a time. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? Can't remember. Lost my thread. Thread broke. While fixing my thread, I remember what I wanted to say. Don't worry if they're wonky. Like if you sew and it's a little bit crooked, and when you open it up, it's a little bit crooked. We love that. We love that shit. I'm going to continue. And let me just sew a whole bunch of these together. I have a bunch of these, and I'm going to finger press, but I think once I finger press, I'll probably go quickly pass an iron on these. Since we are making a long strip, I'd like them to be a little bit even. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to start putting these together. Like I might just put this one here. So we're going to have a strip of 4. And I'll do a bunch of strips of 4. And then I think I'll put 4 and 4 together to create a strip of 8. So let me do that and I'll show you. I have decided that I'm going to stop here for this video. I made my, let's call them 4 patches, but they're 4 strips, and they're of course different widths because the pieces are different. I do want to say, don't just keep adding a strip, a strip, a strip, because you're going to end up like having steps. It's going to get way crooked. I would say 8 is probably the max that I would do, and but you might want to wait. Just wait a little bit until you know what you want to do. I have only about 30 inches worth, so I don't have too much more to go, but I want to look at some of my partial panels and things. Most of them are big, but I could fussy cut maybe just the face of a dog or something and put that in here. So this is all stuff to think about, but I'm going to stop here because I don't want to go ahead and finish something that I'm not sure exactly what I feel like doing. I really loved this process. I think that the strip is going to look really nice. And like I said, it will be more narrow because we will be trimming. So I'm going to stop now. I'll have part 2 of this first row. This row doesn't mean it's going to be on the top or bottom. We can connect the rows any way we want once we have them done. I do plan on having sashing between the rows, and so we probably won't do that again until the end, just so you can figure out how you want the rows to be, and then we can sash them. But I'm enjoying this so far. I think it's really cool. And as soon as we get this row done, I'll figure out what we're going to do for the next row. So please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Oh yes, go check out my scrap packs on eBay. My goodness, I have some there right now that give you 100 different prints. And most of those pieces would allow you to cut 5-inch strips like this. I also have a scrap pack on the way, not quite done being sorted. And that one is going to have 200 different prints. It's the most I've ever done with no duplicates, I do believe. But that has to go through my exclusive sales first, and I don't know if any of them will ever make it to eBay or whatever. So just letting you know that I do have some really cool fabrics that I sell in my exclusive sales. So always consider becoming a patron or YouTube member so you can get in on the deals. This is what I have so far. It's going to look so cool when it's in a quilt. All right, thank you so much for watching. My eBay link is in the description of this video. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.